Honorable Mr. Justice Surya Khan, Judge, Supreme Court of India. Honorable Mr. Justice Hrishikesh Roy, Judge, Supreme Court of India. Honorable Mr. Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia, Judge, Supreme Court of India. Honorable Mr. Justice Saya, Chief Justice of Guwahati High Court. Honorable Mr. Justice Goswami, Chief Justice Chhattisgarh High Court. Honorable Mr. Justice Bhuiya, Chief Justice Telangana High Court. Sri Tushar Mehta, Solicitor General Government of India. Sri Manan Kumar Mishra, Chairman Bar Council of India. Sri Gajanan Saherola, Chairman Bar Council of Assam, Nagaland, etc. Sri Prabhakaran, Senior Advocate and Vice Chairman Bar Council of India. Sri Apurva Kumar Sharma, Honorable Executive Chairman Bar Council of India. Sitting and retired judges of Guwahati High Court, members of the Bar Council of India, my dear students and ladies and gentlemen. I am indeed happy to be amongst you today, not only as the Chief Minister of Assam, but also member of the legal fraternity, more precisely as an advocate of yesteryears. On the Diamond Jubilee celebration of the Bar Council, in the 8 decades long judicial history of our region, today is a very significant day. The Diamond Jubilee celebration of the Bar Council of Assam, Nagaland, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim is indeed a glorious moment for the people of the Northeast. I feel immensely delighted to be present at this historic event. On this special occasion, first of all, I congratulate all the former and present chairmen, office bearer and members of this Bar Council. At the same time, I also convey my greetings to the entire legal fraternity of the region. The Bar Council is one of those important public organizations that carry the historic heritage of our region. It is a notable fact that the Bar Council of Assam was constituted on 25th December 1961 for the state of Assam and the Union Territory of Manipur. However, in course of time, particularly due to the reorganization of the state, when Assam was truncated into several smaller states, this Bar Council kept on changing its jurisdiction. The last state to join this council was the state of Sikkim, where in 2005 the Advocate Act 1961 was extended to the state of Sikkim, thus encompassing all 8 states of the region. However, the Bar Council got its present identity when Northeastern State Reorganization and other related Act 2012, when separate Bar Council were created for the state of Meghalaya, Manipur and Tripura. I am happy to learn that the Bar Council during its Diamond Jubilee year has undertaken a number of steps to strengthen its organization and empower members of the legal fraternity. I particularly appreciate the Council for its orientation programs for the advocates and the step it has taken to digitize all its records. I hope that the national seminar the Council has organized today will greatly enlighten the participant and benefit our legal system. The judiciary in our country has a long and illustrious history. It has given a robust foundation to our democracy. As custodian of our fundamental rights and freedom of our citizens, the judiciary has always played a key role in upholding the rule of law and maintaining the balance of powers among the 4 pillars of our democracy. In resolving disputes between center and state, between state and the citizen, and among the states, the judiciary in our country has performed its responsibility as true guardian of human rights, protector of constitution, and promoter of our age-old democratic ethos. Our judiciary has not confined its power in dispensing justice alone. The hallowed institution has been a major catalyst in empowering our citizens to be well informed about their rights and also upholding them through its pronouncement. The judicial system in our country bears imprint of different periods of our civilization, which is one among the oldest civilizations of the world. As a matter of religious prescription and philosophical discourse, law in our country has a glorious history. Emanating from the Vedas, the Upanishad, and other religious texts, law was a fertile field in our country which was enriched by practitioners from different philosophical schools. No doubt the modern Indian judiciary is parity a continuation of the British Raj legal system established by the British government. However, one fact still holds grounds that from time immemorial, our country had a well-developed system of administration of justice. The ancient Indian law was based on principle of dharma or nyaya that talked about the principle of natural justice. It is the same principle that continue to govern our judicial system even today. Over the years, our judiciary has not only created various legal luminaries but also earned a unique distinction worldwide due to its superior standard and lofty ideals. Many landmark judgments passed by our courts have strengthened our legal and constitutional framework. It has earned a global distinction as judiciary with a difference that seeks to build a progressive jurisprudence. The intellectual wisdom and legal acumen of honorable judges and the lawyers have provided our judiciary with a rare class of intellectual depth, vigor, and vitality. I am confident that our judicial institution would always remain a sentinel of justice and a guiding force of our democracy. The judiciary in India has been balancing the social system by making so many important and watershed pronouncements. Its verdict have upheld the constitutional values, strengthened the foundation of the democracy, and restored the confidence of the common people in judiciary and its democracy. A supreme example of this is the case of Kesavananda Bharati versus State of Kerala. It is one of the supremely memorable cases of the Indian judicial system, and the verdict formed the most powerful and binding precedent in the history of Indian democracy. While using the basic structure doctrine to determine the constitutional validity of any amendment or act by the Parliament, the 13-judge bench pronounced that power of amending constitution is located in Article 368, but Parliament is not empowered to change the basic structure of the constitution. This case became a savior of Indian democracy and saved the constitution from losing its spirit. The beauty of our democracy lies in its federal structure. Our country has a distinction of unity in diversity. Since ancient times, we have a common Indian culture which is conglomeration of varied and distinct culture, language, tradition, and lifestyle. When there is an attack on this federal structure, the judiciary has stepped in and upheld the rule of law. The dictum in the Asar Bomai versus Union of India is a notable example of this. The judgment in this case is important because it put an end to the arbitrary dismissal of the state government under Article 356, pointing towards restriction. In the case, it was pronounced that a president cannot impose president's rule on any state at whim without reasonable cause. Our judiciary have always reminded a great votary of fundamental rights time and again. The courts in our country have played out its role as a savior of common people by standing with them in their testing time. The Supreme Court in its judgment in Maneka Gandhi case in 1978 had widened the concept of right to life under Article 21. This judgment has far-reaching ramification and is an important precedent for fundamental rights cases. In this case, the court held that the term personal liberty should not be interpreted in a restricted and rigorous meaning, but rather in a liberal and wide sense. In 1983 judgment in the Bondhua Mukti Morcha established the fundamental rights with human dignity free from all exploitation. It ensured protection of health and the strength of women and children and men. This was landmark judgment which paved the way for a formal nullification of child labor. Moreover, various drives, particularly in the space of education, were endorsed towards ending the child labor. It is considered a remarkable judgment in dealing with social malady such as bonded labor. Similarly, the verdict of 1958 passed in Kerala Education Bill declared that any legislation cannot override fundamental rights. Likewise, the judgment of 11 judge bench in Goloknath case decided that the fundamental rights cannot be abridged by amending Constitution under Article 368. Both the pronouncement have gone a long way in upholding the rights of the citizen. While protecting the rights of women, the Apex Court from time to time passed judgment that not only guaranteed their rights but also uphold their dignity. The famous Shahbanu case established the right of divorced Muslim women. The scourge of triple talaq, which is an affront to the dignity of Muslim women, was also addressed by the Supreme Court. By declaring triple talaq illegal and unconstitutional, the court gave Muslim women a status of dignity. Moreover, establishing daughter rights to claim over property, the 2018 judgment in Binit Sharma case set a precedent in the society. The 1997 judgment in Visakha case and 1999 judgment on Apparel Export Promotion Council case established right of women at workplace against sexual harassment. The Honorable Supreme Court judgment in the matter of inclusion of nota in ballots in the case of People's Union for Civil Liberties in 2013 is a major intervention in the electoral system that ensured negative voting by citizens as fundamental and essential part of democracy. Even in case of environmental issue, the judiciary in our country has shown the other pillars of democracy a clear direction for maintaining a fine balance between human need and ecological concern. The 2018 judgment in Arjun Gopal case relating to controlling air pollution is a notable example. One of the most contentious issues of independent India was Ram Janambhoomi Babri Masjid title dispute, a 7-decade-long civil dispute which turned into a religious and political battle for such a long time. This is resolved by the Supreme Court in the year 2019. This was a landmark judgment that addressed the claim of all stakeholders and settled this long-standing issue in the most remarkable manner. Starting from the case of Shankari Prasad, where judgment was delivered in 1951 regarding abolition of Jamindari, to the 1963 judgment on the rights of children to free education up to 14 years of the age in Unni Krishnan case, or the 1989 judgment directing Union Carbide Company to pay $470 million as a compensation to the victims of Bhopal gas leak tragedy. The judiciary in India has played a crucial role in ensuring rights of the citizen and ensuring a dignified life for them. In this manner, remaining conscious of the social, political, religious and other issues. The apex court of the country has functioned as the most important pillar of democracy in a befitting and exemplary manner. This is why people repose trust in judiciary as vanguard of the greater cause of the people. Such a role of the judiciary has strengthened our democracy, made it one of the most vibrant democracies in the world. While the apex court, the high courts, the lower courts have been serving the nation by upholding democratic principles, the role of the legal fraternity, particularly the role of lawyers, remain equally important. Lawyers are one of the most important components of our judicial system. In short, they are like a bridge that connects judicial system with the people seeking justice. Therefore, lawyer plays a significant role in making this vast and dignified pillar of democracy glorious and even prominent. If court is temple of justice, and then lawyers play the role of a priest in this temple of justice. In the delivery of justice, advocate must be an icon of dedication, honesty and kindness. Lawyers need to bond their professional skill with a lot of studies to advance themselves strongly in the workplace. They should also play an important role in strengthening the relation between the citizen and judiciary. An ordinary citizen always approaches the court of law if there is a need to safeguard his constitutional rights from being violated. Approaching the court means they approach an advocate who associate them in court proceeding. It is therefore necessary on the part of the advocates to discharge their responsibility efficiently so that the citizens who are seeking justice become well acquainted with the rule and regulation and the justice delivery system of the court. In another context, let me bring to your notice something which is very vital. Longer the process of judicial delivery, the more expensive it becomes to pursue. Therefore, despite being the victim of circumstances, many people hesitate to come forward to seek legal help. In this aspect, I call upon the office bearer of the Bar Council as to how it can play its role to help the weak and underprivileged. I hope that Council will sincerely deliver as to how it can extend its helping hand to those who are financially weak and unable to afford cost of legal recourse. My appeal to the new generation lawyers is to think and to take necessary steps to make our legal system more people-oriented. Judiciary is not only an important pillar of our democracy, it is also a fountainhead of hope for the people. I wish that in coming days you will emerge a stronger voice towards fulfilling the hope and aspiration of the people who are in need of assistance. Today we are very fortunate to hear three judges of Honorable Supreme Court. All the judges in their speeches has highlighted various parts of our judicial system, and also there is a message to legal fraternity. I believe that our Bar Council will rise up to the occasion and available the justice delivery system at the doorstep of every people of our state. In regard to the state government, Honorable Law Minister has already reaffirmed the commitment of executive to support the legal system of our country. In Assam, we are always committed to assist, help the cause of justice. We always want to be at the assistance of the courts, and we are making various efforts in that direction. Recently in New Delhi, we had a conference of Chief Minister and Chief Justice. Honorable then Chief Justice of Supreme Court of India, Mr. Justice Ramanna, has advised us that you must create enough new sanction posts in the lower judiciary so that the pending cases has been dispensed with immediately. In that meeting, it has been highlighted that Assam is in need of 300 new sanction in lower judiciary. Of course, as you know, that Assam is not that rich state. But on my coming back, I have discussed this matter with Honorable Chief Justice of Guwahati High Court, and we have already taken a decision to sanction 100 new posts in the lower judiciary so that we can cope up and we can actually dispense justice immediately. Honorable Law Minister has sanctioned that 9,000 crore has been sanctioned under CSS for entire states of the country. Our shares will be around 300 crores. So immediately we have announced that we will get 300 crores from the central government, but that will be further supplemented by another 300 crores from the state government, so that we can address the infrastructural issues immediately. One of my another agenda, I don't know how much I'll be successful. Actually, our lawyers need social security. After some point of time, when they cannot go to the court, they suffered, and that suffering is very, very painful. I have seen lot of my esteemed senior colleagues how they have suffered. So Government of Assam is actively considering to actually integrate our lawyers with some good pension scheme, so that our lawyers can spend their time in the when they stop coming to court, at least they can stand, they can live with lot of dignity. I think all this issue we need. Recently I was in Bar Association of Assam, All Assam Lawyers Association. That day I have announced that we will give a 10 crores corpus fund to All Assam Lawyers Association, so that they can be helped at the time of medical emergency. But I think that is a first step. But finally, the advocates, because all the advocates is not earning 30 lakhs, 20 lakhs per appearance. There are many advocates who are actually struggling. So we have to stand by those advocates who need support of society, who needs assistance from society, and I am sure that in days to come, maybe in 6 months, maybe in 1 year, we will come out with a good proposition to help our lawyers colleague. Once again, I would like to thank Honorable Chief Justice of Guwahati High Court, Mr. Justice Saya, for inviting me for this function. Assam is always, as a proud Assamese, I am so happy to see two Chief Justices from Assam in Telangana and Chhattisgarh. I always say my speech that this symbolizes research in Assam, that Assam can achieve lot of things. We have Chief Justice of India from Assam, we have judges in Supreme Court from Assam, and at this point, today we have two Chief Justices from Assam. So these are, I think, signing history of our legal history. We hope that our community, our lawyers community will prosper further. Once again, I thank honorable judges from Supreme Court, Justice Surya Kant, Justice Hrishikesh Roy, Justice Dhulia. Of course, Justice Dhulia and Justice Hrishikesh Roy is again our own family in Supreme Court. I'd like to thank all of them. Once again, thank you so much.